Ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited, highly anticipated return of the guy who understands high school soccer, Dave Aronberg, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, how are you? Good to be on again.
Yes.
This might be number 3? I don't know.
Oh, I was thinking more, but...
4? I'm not sure. I'm losing count.
I was going a half dozen, but I thought about you for those times that you would make a great podcast. But I'm not kidding you. If you want to do a weekly, I would do a Dave Aronberg weekly update for sure, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure people want to hear what I have to say that much. I don't know about all that.
All right.
Hey, can I start with something though? I got a bone to pick with you. Actually, it's not really a bone to pick with you, but I got to add something. I listened to your last one about Coach Annie Whalen.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't your last one, but it was a recent one.
Yeah.
She's way too modest, and I doubt that you even know what she does. But she leads this thing called I think it's called the Women's Coaches of St. Louis or something like that. It is this amazing resource for all these coaches in St. Louis that she almost single-handedly runs herself. I mean, it's an awesome thing that she does. She's on top of it, so she's a great person to talk to for all things high school soccer, for sure.
Absolutely, and I'm on it. You just gave me something, and bang, I'm on it. Yeah.
I mean, that was, and I'm sure you didn't know about it, but as I was listening, I'm like, man, she's going to be too humble to even talk about this, but she puts together this whole publication that's just a tremendous resource for coaches in the area. So.
First I heard about it, or the first denial that I ever heard about it. Yeah, but so the story goes is that I can't wait to get back to her on that. And that's how you are, Dave. You're a humble guy with the best 11, and then you go with the way you understand the game and what it takes. And so if it's high school boys or high school girls, you're doing some similar on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we're excited. The girls' season's coming up here, so we're doing off-season stuff now. We get these 7 weeks in January and February to do a little bit of stuff in the off-season with the girls, and then I'll be starting everything back up with the Best 11. This will be, I think, year 3 of doing Best 11 stuff. I feel like it's getting bigger and better every year, so I'm excited to kind of sprinkle in some new stuff with the Best 11. I think every year more and more coaches are really buying into it, and at the end of the day, it comes down to the other coaches. I mean, I obviously help run it by organizing and sending out emails and stuff, but without the coaches in the area jumping on board and nominating players and voting on players, then there is no Best 11. So I'm just thankful that other coaches have really bought into it, and it's become something that's really worthwhile. So.
Yeah, either you took it for someone and went at it, or some people are going to start taking from you and run at it. But you giving out the Ram hats and this, every game there's something that someone's done, win, lose, or draw, that you, that you celebrate. That each game there's something very, very positive to take.
Yeah, we try to highlight individual players. I've been doing that since probably goes back to like 2016. I think most programs do something like that now. Last year on the girls' side, we try to pick 3 players of the game, and we had these kind of Ram big chains, and they would wear them around school. We try to do something that will get them some recognition at school, because maybe their classmates didn't see the game, and all of a sudden, they're wearing a goofy Ram hat around school, or they've got a big, chain necklace that they're wearing that just, gives them a little bit of recognition that they had a really good game previously. So it's kind of a fun way to throw around some recognition from those games.
Yeah. That reminds me, I'm going to have to look in the drawer. I got socks ordered in 2016.
Right. It might be time to change them out, Will.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We got the ingredients, and you make the cake or the spaghetti and meatballs, however you want to do it. It's about your conference, the from now till tryouts, what you're playing, a little bit of practicing, this and that, and your I have, if you don't remember, in your pool play for the St. Louis High School Champions League, if you want. So
yeah, there's a lot.
yeah. So
Well, our conference, I could talk a lot about conference. The way that the St. Louis Suburban Conference works is teams move up and down based off of how good you are. We're currently in the second to the top conference in the suburban conferences. We are competitive in it. It's a very tough conference, but we haven't won our conference in many, many years. So that's going to be something that we're going to try to achieve this year. But it's not going to be easy because, as Andy Whalen was talking about, Parkway West is always good. They just won conference last year. Webster's always very good. Clayton is always very competitive. And we go back and forth, them beating us beating them. Parkway Central. Fox has beaten us a number of years. Seckman, Northwest. So it's a tough conference. And then we play teams from other conferences. A lot of teams that are above us in the upper conference. And sometimes it's an even battle. I think you could kind of throw any of those teams in a hat from the top conference and the second top conference, and it would be good games. But that's on our bucket list to try to win a conference championship for the first time. And I think we'd have to go all the way back to 2017 maybe since we won. It's been a while. So and then in terms of the Champions League, we got nice easy games of Narings and Ursuline and St. Joe. So those are 3 cupcakes that should be it's like holy cow, you want to put us next to every private school in the area? Okay.
All right. Yeah.
This will be our second year participating in the Champions League, and obviously we're in a super stacked pool. We competed well last year. It was very fun games. We had, we lost by a goal to Eureka last year. It was 6-5. That was a crazy game.
Wow.
And then we lost by a goal to St. Joe, 2-1 last year. And then we beat Francis South Central 1-0. So, all very competitive games. And the Champions League is doing what it's meant to do, which is just great competition with great teams and help preparing you for the postseason. So
that's right.
It's kind of cool to just see all these things kind of evolve and keep rolling.
Right. And I can't help but to mention about Clayton with your I-70 Interbelt match.
Yeah, playing Clayton's always fun. I went to Ladue growing up, so the Ladue-Clayton rivalry runs deep. The kids, it's still a big rivalry. I think when you ask kids what's the game you circle on the calendar, it's Clayton. And in soccer, especially, the Ladue-Clayton rivalry is very healthy. It's a very good rivalry. I think on any given day, one can beat the other. There's not really there's no team that I would say that has a huge advantage over the other. And I think whether it's the boys or the girls, both teams come fired up to play, and the fan bases come out. So it's always a really fun game. And Brendan Taylor, the coach for the girls, he came up with the idea to play for the Interbelt a few years ago. So, not only do you, hopefully win the game, but you're trying to win. It kind of looks like a WWE belt, So it's just something extra to kind of add to the rivalry. Yeah, at the end of the day, the high school game, what makes it so fun and unique are those rivalries. So, whether it's Champions League that helps bump those up, or conference play, or, trying to win the Interbelt against the rival like Clayton, all of those things are what adds to the experience of playing high school.
Man, I hope Whale Certified is out there in the stands to.
It's always fun. I think this year's at Clayton this year, so it'll be a good one.
Yeah, man. And do you have any inside information? Are they going to have it again across the street, down the street, and over, or are they going to have it on campus?
You're saying the Clayton game?
Yeah.
They always play their game at that Centene Field, Gay Field. They don't have a field like on their high school campus.
Okay.
It's across the street. That's where their home games are. Kind of like how our games are at our fifth grade center instead of our high school.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Before we get into the X's and O's, how about that? How did that all develop? It's a nice little way about something that you have there. How did that develop?
Our high school is severely landlocked, so there's not. And you go to some of these high school campuses, and it's like a sprawling. It looks like a college campus, and they have 9 athletic fields and stuff. We don't have that luxury at Ladue. There's just not space, so there's literally one field. And so in the fall, football is on the football field. And while we have lights, our neighbors, the deal we had to make with the neighbors was that we would only use the lights on a certain number of games per year. So we can't run like practices at night under the lights. And so there was no way for football and soccer to, coincide in the same season. And then in the spring season, the track is running around the field. It's not really the safest to have balls flying around as athletes are running around the track.
Yeah.
So it just became our West Campus is at the fifth grade center. We actually have more sports played there than at our actual high school. So our baseball plays there, our lacrosse, our field hockey, soccer, tennis. So it's kind of the de facto sports hub. Because really at the high school they only play football, track, basketball, any swimming, any indoor sport is all at the high school. So, but it's nice. It's kind of cool that like at the fifth grade center that feels like our home, and so we put our record boards up there and try to make it kind of our soccer home.
Yeah, and the field is called Becky. What's her name?
Becky Sauerbrunn. Yeah, Becky Sauerbrunn. So our easily our most famous alum. She played soccer all 4 years at Ladue, and what a great representation. Couldn't have picked for a better person to represent your school than Becky Sauerbrunn. So yeah, we have her name on the field,
and she knows it.
Yeah, she came out. It was really cool when we, unveiled the field it's probably about 3 years ago. She came to the naming ceremony and was signing autographs, and she has got to be one of the just most down to earth, humble people. She was super flattered, obviously, to have the field named after her, and it's amazing. I'm so proud to be able to say that she's a Ladue alum.
She's a Ram for life. The Ladue Rams.
She's awesome.
Yeah. Well, now we'll go into it. We got the extra dates and so forth from now till the season for Missouri. How do you use it, or you're not going to use it? Everybody's at their own discretion about this. What's going to be your take with the Ladue Soccer Rams girls for this season?
Well, we do. We're allowed 3 hours a week. So we meet up every week and we do our little training sessions. Our girls program's not as big as our boys. I'll get 100 kids to try out for the boys. Girls, we typically get around 40. I think this year we're going to be probably around 35 girls coming out. And out of those 35, some of them are playing winter sports, or they're still playing with their club and stuff. So our numbers aren't maybe amazing in this off season, and so I don't put huge stress on the off season stuff. I just I think it's cool that kids are playing multiple sports and they're doing other activities. So we catch who we can in those off season things. I'm really hoping that in the near future, Misha allows us to do things in the spring season like they allow us to do for the fall, where We can in the summer we're able to play friendlies against other high schools, and that really gets the kids' attention. It's one thing to practice. It's another thing if you get a little friendly scrimmage against a Kirkwood or Clayton or whoever it might be. And so I'm hopeful that Misha allows the girls to do that, because that would be really cool in this 7-week span to start, playing little friendlies against other schools and kind of helping to build some of those tactics and stuff that we want to see in the season. But I get discouraged a lot because the spring season just gets the shaft in many ways over the fall, because it's 3 weeks shorter than the fall season. You're running into lots of things in the spring season that you don't have to deal with in the fall. You're having to navigate spring break. You're having to navigate prom. You're having to navigate graduation. Senioritis. I mean, there's so many things that happen in the spring season that you don't have to deal with in the fall season. So it definitely is a distraction in many ways for what happens in our season.
All right, so we jump over to the Champions League, and along with when you win your pod and get into that final, they got that Virtuoso Award. So does the Rams looking at some virtuosos on the roster?
We've got a pretty talented team. I think there's maybe still a few girls that are up in the air whether they are going to end up playing for us or playing club. So I'm not entirely sure what the roster's going to look like. But we've got a girl that's already been recruited by SLU. Her name's Charlotte Wilson. She's a really strong midfield/defender for us. She's definitely a player to watch out for. We've got, I think, about 12 seniors that are coming back. Charlotte's only a junior, actually. So we've got 12 seniors it's a really strong class, front to back, that have been, most of them have been playing varsity soccer for at least 3 years. It's going to be a fun time, I think, fun year.
And this is the first time you're not playing with the triplets for a long time.
Yeah, I had the triplets for 4 years. It was quite a luxury. We will miss them. Obviously, they all graduated the same year last year. That was always neat. It's rare that you play against triplets, and they were all starters for us, and all at different positions. We'd have a forward, a midfield, and a defender in the triplets stuff.
Okay, so here you go. I'm deeming you the Wales-certified king of all social media in the high school area. Can you give us a rundown of how you are going to attack the social media for the girls' season this year, and then we'll wrap it up, okay?
I'm pretty active on Twitter. Twitter's usually where I put out scores and stuff. As the kids say, the Twitter's for the old people. So, I think coaches use Twitter a lot. I think parents use Twitter a lot. The kids aren't maybe on it as much. But so we always post players of the game and scores and stuff like that on Twitter. Instagram's more what the kids do, and so we also post on Instagram on all sorts of stuff that we do there. I will say this year, one jump that I would really like to make, and I'm really lucky. Every year I get pretty 5 to 8 managers who are at games, and we're gonna start doing some like mic'd up features. Where at practice kids will be mic'd up and provide some content for our social media. Just looking for ways to throw more highlights on what the kids are doing. I think again, the high school scene is such a unique scene, and so whatever we can do to kind of pump up what's going on in our game, we're all about.
Wow. Well, just so you know that I know, under full disclosure, the hamsters are injured, and I'm running out of juice. So can you help me out, lead us out to tell us about whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to, for as long as you want to say it for as long as the whatchamacallits can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, I think every time I've been on your podcast, Wales, I think I go back to kind of the same message, which is we have an amazing high school soccer experience here in St. Louis, and I think one way that people can help enhance that is by just going out and supporting, in this case, the girls for the girls season. So, go out to games. I think, one thing I am always trying to do at Ladue is find ways to get more kids at games. Like, it's one of the very rare times that you're going to be playing in front of classmates and not just parents. And obviously that's one of the things that makes it such a unique experience. And so I think, however we can get more fans to buy into the experience, to really make it unique and special, that's only going to strengthen the game, because that is the special sauce. That's what makes it different than a lot of the other soccer that these kids are playing. So I'm constantly looking for ways to help enhance the game, and it's just been fun kind of being involved in all these things: Champions League, Best 11, Missouri Soccer, High School Coaches Association, all these things that I kind of help out with to just try to enhance the high school game. That's kind of what I'm all about. So it's just been fun to see the game continue to grow.
And that's why you're Wales Certified Hall of Affinity, Dave Aronberg.
I was getting worried that I wasn't going to be one on this one. It waited a long time. You had to really make it work for it. So.
All right, then. All right, so I'm going to download it, upload it, send it out to you, and get those hamsters got to go to the doctor. They got to work out a little bit.
All right.
All right.
Always a pleasure, Wales.
All right, now. Bye-bye.
All right.